Alright guys, I'm going to be doing a crate training video today. Not going to go into the benefits of using a crate, it's a whole other video. It's more just about the steps on how to get a dog with no crate training into the point where they do enjoy the crate. All of these steps are intended to take a few days to go through each step. So I'm going to be doing a fast forward version of this, and Onyx is already crate trained, so I need to kind of cheat a little bit to show you through some of those earlier stages. But each stage, yeah, it's meant to take 3-4 days. It's kind of as long as it takes for your dog to reach the next stage. All of these steps only take about a minute or two each day. The idea is just to do a little bit of training and then to repeat at another point whenever you've got some time to do it, but over the course of a few days for each stage. So, first step is I'm going to take the bedding out of the crate. Part of this is when I'm going to be dropping treats in the top, having the plastic crate tray there helps it to make a bit of a noise, so that helps get his attention to go into the crate. We're going to be using lots of treats for this, so it's best to do this when your dog is hungry, before their breakfast. Have very high value treats. I'm just using Kill because Onyx is very food motivated, he'll do anything for the food, but you may need to use chicken or sausage or hot dogs or something like this when you're starting the training. I want to have both crate doors wide open, so that he doesn't feel like he's trapped in the crate at this stage. He does, in the beginning stage, have the choice to leave the crate whenever he wants to. Let's go. Drop. Now, first stage is I'm going to drop a treat in the crate from above. So the idea here is I want to build that there's value in the crate and there's no value over there. Now, Onyx isn't going to quite demonstrate this for me. I'm going to throw a treat to make him leave the crate. But what's going to happen for new dogs is they'll essentially just put their head in and they'll steal the treat and they'll run away. That's fine with me for this stage. I want them to go, there's something good in here, there's nothing out there. Once they run away, I drop more treats in here. So I'm going to mimic that by throwing a treat in the opposite direction. It's not what I want you to do for this stage. Okay. Drop a treat in, your dog takes a treat and runs away. I drop a treat in. They take the treat, they run away, and I drop a treat in again. You missed it. So, idea there is value in the crate, no value over there. You can leave if you want to, but all the good stuff happens in here. So that's stage one. I would do that 3, 4, 5, 6 reps, as long as the dog is still into it, and then have a break. So if I've done 6 reps, I'll probably not do it again for another 2 or 3 hours. Let's go. Now we're going to cut ahead to stage 2. So stage 2, your dog will show you they're ready for stage 2. Stage 2 will be when they choose to go in and they stop running away. So I'll do kind of what Onyx is doing now. Is they've figured out now that I like being in here because good stuff happens, so I'll choose to stay in the crate. So, you throw the treat in, they choose to go in, they take the treat and they kind of say, can I have some more? So then you go, sure, no problem. Yes. Mark and reward. And you're doing this fairly rapidly at this stage. Yes. Once you get to about 4 or 5 treats and they've finished them all, then I want to encourage him to come out. Let's go. Good boy. And a lot of dogs will then choose to put themselves back in. Yes. 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 I like to scatter them around so the dog can learn they can move around and turn in the crate. Yes. And then encourage them, let's go, to come out. Onyx! Good boy. So that's our stage 2. Stage 3, very similar. Pretty much the only difference is now you start to close the doors. So this may cause a little bit of initial panic, if your dog is starting to feel like they're trapped in the crate. So you may need to go back to rewarding very, very frequently. Stage 2, as you're going through that over 3 days, you might be rewarding every second, but then it's going to go up to every 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds. But now, if this is harder for him, I might go back to 1 second. So he goes in the crate, I close the door, and at this stage I usually just hold it or use my leg. Yes. Yes. And it's the same as stage 2. I want him to come out when I cue him, not just because the door opens. So I would practice slowly open the door. If he rushes out, I go up, close it. That's good. But he comes out when I cue. Drop the treat in. Close the crate. Now, as you're going through this, your multiple sessions per day, getting up to day 2, now you start to go every couple of seconds. Yes. Slowing down. Yes. Yes. And then skipping ahead again, I might also add a little bit of distance, just kind of moving away from the crate a little bit, walking around. Yes. Oops. Yes. But just adding a little bit more duration, so he has to wait longer in the crate in order to get the food. Yes. Too quick. That's good. So that's our stage 3. Stage 4 is just really more about just building longer duration in. So this is now the dog is pretty comfortably in the crate, but we're now going to start to build up to, we're going to wait 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever. Let's go. Now this might be a good point where if you're starting to get up to a few minutes of your crate training, that you can build value into your crate by feeding their breakfast. Dinner. So again, building more value into the crate. Now, if this was the first time he's ever done this, I would literally wait until he finished his food and immediately let him out. Then after that, I add 30 seconds, add a minute, add 2 minutes. The food there could be replaced by Kong toys, by lick mats, by bones, by anything that kind of keep him somewhat distracted, but it's more about I get really valuable things when I'm inside of this thing. Stage 5 is now just start to use as part of normal life. So a really great benefit of using the crate or a time to use it could be he's in the crate, it's set up like in the dining room, the living room, wherever, but you're cooking or your family's eating dinner. So you don't want your dog in the way, so in the crate they go. You set it up in your living room, you're watching TV, he's just sleeping anyway, in your crate, put him in there for 5-10 minutes. If you're working from home, crate set up in the office, have points where the dog goes in the crate, especially when you need to make important phone calls or you're really busy. But the goal now should be that when I'm in this stage, he can now stay in the crate for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours if necessary. With my dogs at home, I rotate through in the crate, out the crate every hour and a half. If I'm home all day, they spend an hour and a half in the crate, they spend an hour and a half with me. You don't need to do it that much, but the idea is that the dog doesn't care about being in the crate anymore. The crate should be somewhere where your dog learns to relax and chill out and just go to sleep, and they should love being in the crate. So that's our crate training. Remember, like I said, each of these stages may take you a few days to get through. The whole process to kind of get to where he's up to now should take between like a month or 2 months.